I get shit done, I have fun, it's my time and I'm the one. I'm breaking through.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Business Renovator. This one is a bit of a special one. We don't normally do it on Tuesday, but that's when Valentine's Day was, and we got inspired to put together a bit of a panel to talk about what Valentine's means in terms of, the title of it is How to Make Valentine's Day a Customer Experience All Year Round. Have you thought about that before? Anyway, we'll be getting back to that shortly. Thanks for being here with us today, this morning, this afternoon, this evening, or on the replay. If it's on the replay, if you could go hashtag replay and let us know where you're watching in from, that would be great. If you have a question for us for this episode or for any other episode around the Business Roundup, send it to us and we'll address it as soon as we possibly can. What else? Oh, I know. It's really appreciate it if you would subscribe to the Business Renovator and share this out with all of your friends. And if you know somebody that would be that has a story, has a message, this could be a place for them to help change the world one message at a time. In the meantime, I have a selfish, shameless plug. So here it comes. Welcome back. If you're a business owner and you would like to find out what your business growth score is, it's a simple thing to do. Go to coachphil.ca. And on the top right-hand corner, there's a button that says Business Growth Score. Click on that, fill in the assessment. It's a questionnaire kind of thing. And if you get to the end of it and you get a measurement that says you're okay, nothing else for you to do, you're done. However, though, if it identifies an area for you that you would like to ask a business coach about, well, you can just reach out to us and let us know. And you can do that through our site as well, coachphil.ca. In the meantime, I have a group of people that are waiting to come and be part of the panel. So I'm going to bring them up. Here comes Carla and Stacy. And hello and welcome, guys.
Hello.
We have a few other panelists that may join us today. So we have 6 intending to be here, but I got messed up with time zones and scheduled it wrong. So here we are with the ones that were able to fit it in. So why don't you guys introduce yourself?
Stacy, do you want to go first?
Well, I can. That'll be good. So I'm Stacy Barnes, and the promo there wasn't completely selfish because I too am a focal point coach along with Coach Phil. So I appreciate that. And you can get to me at Coach Stacy B, just like it says there on the screen, Stacy and the letter B, CoachStacyB.com. But I've been doing this for a couple of years, working with Phil and having a lot of fun, helping a lot of folks, and just really happy to be here today to talk to you guys.
Cool. Thanks for that, Stacy. And Carla.
Hi, good morning and happy Valentine's Day to you guys. Thanks, Phil, for having me. I'm Carla Sellers with the RV Media Expert. We make YouTube simple for all my clients. We remove all of the YouTube technical barriers. We help them reach their target market. And with us doing the work for them, they can stop doing everything YouTube by themselves. We provide YouTube management. We provide YouTube audits and video editing. With your YouTube channel and our assistance, then we can have success. But you know, I'm just me as I am. I'm an Ozark granny, and basically I'm a granny that just by chance specializes in YouTube and video editing.
Excellent. Appreciate that. Welcome to the show. We lost somebody,
We did.
but he's over there. We are having a great day today, are we not? And you said, I see a message there from you about Mel, and I don't think she's in the right link. Anyway, yeah, so Valentine's Day, I have something here that I thought I would talk about. And somebody's back. Let me go see who it is. Oh, it's Stacy. Welcome back.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what happened there, but once again, happy to be here.
Again. The Cupid maybe is a little rattled today. I was just starting off. I had come across this on trying to find out what a definition of Valentine's Day is. And where did it go? The name Valentine comes from a Latin word meaning strength. There are many legends about it, but it's ultimately unclear how Valentine's Day became associated with the tradition of exchanging the affectionate gifts and love notes that we all call Valentines. I'd never heard that before. Had you?
I had not.
No. Our panel is a little smaller than what we were hoping for, but that's okay. What are you doing to keep Valentine's Day a customer experience of the positive kind all year round?
Well, in business, the customer experience is the most important thing, and it should be the centerpiece of everything that we do. We as business owners, we will invest thousands and thousands of dollars to get the doors to swing and the phones to ring to try to get the honor of serving someone. We should probably spend a little forethought and intention on exactly what that service and what that transaction is going to look like. And so the customer experience is really important. So in my mind, when you first told me this concept, I thought with just same way that we spend a little forethought on Valentine's Day of what we want to do special for someone, and we go out of our way to make it easier for them, to make it special for them. That same concept should be a part of our customer service, except each and every day, what can we do to make them special and to make their day special when they come to see us?
Excellent. And we have one of our other panelists was able to find the link from the Cupid that got lost because he was crazy busy. So I'm just going to bring Melanie up. And Mel, why don't you introduce yourself? We had just finished that, and then we got into another question. So we'll come back to the question. So welcome.
Thanks again for your warm welcome, and a pleasure to join you in a lively panel with the business renovator, my PQ godfather.
And what is it that you do?
I am a business attraction, collaborations, and event success coach. What does that mean? I help people create conversations to attract business, get rid of some of their energy leaks, help their introverts become superstars, and really just have a lot of fun building dynamic teams so people know what problems you solve and you're not the best kept secret.
I know why one of the other people isn't here. It's the time zone thing again. Mickey's may or may not be joining us. I'm not sure. She might be joining us at the bottom of the hour, which will be okay. So I think it's great, that, Melanie, that you're here because you're kind of the Cupid for attracting and supporting and nurturing and taking care of customers. Would that be a fair assessment?
It is, because the nurturing part is really important. As an introvert trying to build a business, and people they still don't believe that I'm an introvert. People like Carla, who helped me on my back end, know that I'm an introvert. But people need to see our welcome mats. They need to feel like they belong, whether it's in the beginning of your funnel, in as a part of your network, as clients, as collaborators, and I really focus on that lane probably from nurturing part and really from the gratitude part.
Cool. See, I knew it was a great invite to have her, but I also know it's a great invite to have you, Stacy. What do you do to keep Valentine's going throughout the year?
Well, I said before we brought Melanie on, remember, I already had my shot at this.
Yeah, but we're
So
going
it's
to redo it for Mel.
So, Melanie, what I had said is that the customer experience should be at the center of everything we do, just like our loved ones should be at the center of everything on Valentine's Day. And so I think it's a nice analogy. But if we're going to invest all of the thousands of dollars required on the front end to fill the funnel to get the opportunity to serve someone, we should probably invest and be very intentional with our time and talent and monies, and be prepared to give the absolute best experience possible, to make it as easy for them to do business with us as we can, to make it as pleasurable for them to do business as we can. And you called him the PQ Godfather. A little bit of the EQ PQ training wouldn't hurt, so that we can connect on a better level with the folks that come in that we're trying to serve.
Look who's trying to get in the show. So I appreciate that. Carla, now that you've had a chance to get your thoughts together, how would you describe what you do for Valentine's all year round?
Basically, I always try to look at all my clients and all my potential clients as family from the very beginning. I would like to treat them the way I treat my family or I treat myself. I'm a talker, so I usually have to stop and listen well to what they're telling me. Make sure that I ask questions afterwards that I know exactly what they've said. And then listen again, because not always what I want is what they want. So I try to produce a product that they want and never assume that just because I like it, that means they like it. So I send it out for review, and then once they bring it back, then I always change it, correct it, do what they want. So absolutely letting my client take the lead is how I try to use the attention toward them every single day of the year.
That's fantastic. One of the gals most of us know, I should have done this while you were talking, does something like, I know my video coach is going to have my head. Never go off camera when you're live. Oops. Sorry, coach. She creates these for me, and it's not the only thing she does. They're a three-dimensional image on top of a card, and her company's called Cards That Wow, and she's done really well with making Valentine's Day every day, all year long. She's an amazing woman, so giving her a plug, because if you go to Facebook and look for her at Cards That Wow, you'll be able to find her. Her name's Kellen Ann, and she's very, very creative. So there's a plug for her. And I was trying to figure out why you were talking, and I was trying to listen to you to get Mickey here. She's in watching, but doesn't have the link for some reason. Anyway, what's your experience been with the people that you serve? What are there other people out there that are doing things that really caught your attention about how to bring Valentine's Day to the business?
I'd have to say Lachelle Atkins. And Lachelle Atkins is America's Supermom. I'll smile because she does it every single day. Every single package that she sends you has a gift in it. If you placed an order with her for some sort of product, or if you're joining her in one of her group coaching programs, I smile because I placed 2 small orders with her recently. They came in a beautiful Valentine's Day, like a party bag, just like some delicious little extras. And this time she sent chocolate kisses. Usually she'll send mints. She sends whatever the gift is. It's kind of interesting because sometimes she'll send you a journal, and the journal has a personal note in it. It's a really innovative way through snail mail. You're getting a surprise from her. It's warm, it's welcoming, it's inviting. sometimes in her notes, she'll include an acronym. She uses an acronym SMILE all the time, no matter what your day is like. It just lifts you and kind of takes you to a new level. But I'm smiling because yesterday's gifts have lots of hearts on them.
There's somebody in this panel that does something for me, and I don't even know if that person knows. It's the authentic kindness and appreciation that comes from the heart. Doesn't come by snail mail. It comes by digital, but it feels authentically real. And I don't know which one of you knows whose this is, Carla, but it's you. Your authenticity and your passion for what you do and your sincerity and authenticity that comes across digitally is amazing.
Thank you.
That's part of the reason why I wanted you to be on here, because you're a really good example of how to show up for Valentine's. I mean, you're the only one that came in the right color. Look at that background. I came in black and yellow.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Phil.
We would have gotten the color. We would have gotten the color. We would have gotten the color memo. But I'm laughing a little bit later today. I'm being interviewed by a potential client, so I figured in case red was perceived as a power color.
Oh.
I needed to. I really. Last time I had Stacy's amazing color on. I had the blue. Where. I figured it's time to mix it up. But my Valentine's favorite color is red. So you're right. I will have to figure it out for later today.
You know who else sends out gifts with a timely or seasonal? I'm not sure what the descriptor is, but it's Kellen, who's not here with us today. So when she sends out a package of cards, if you order them, she'll put in something that's relevant to the holiday that's happening at that time. So I haven't ordered anything for February, so I can't say that she would have. But I would believe that she would have sent something with either hearts in the packaging that were loose, like bling, or maybe she would have included little kisses. I'm not sure, but she does that kind of stuff, and not just on Valentine's Day. She does it on anniversaries or for even just ordering her cards. They're handmade cards, and she really shows her appreciation when you get a package from her.
Well, for the color choice, mine was very intentional. I'm sort of between laundry days, so this was clean and reasonably ironed. So I put it on, went with the blue. But you asked for names and examples a while ago, and the company I was with before Focal Point, I was there for 20 years, and after 17, we had a new CEO come in, and her name was Nicole Ossenford. It is Nicole Ossenford. She's still with us, but. One of the first things we did was we did a new vision, values, principles kind of a exercise, and we made the first principal value of the company that the customer experience is going to be at the center of everything we do. So every decision that was made, whether it was from the franchisor side, anything that went out to the franchisee, it had to be seen through the lens of how are we going to treat our customer before we could push anything, any new initiative or anything out. And that's the kind of attitude, again, that kind of goes back to what Valentine's Day is all about. It's about putting the right person in the center of the picture.
Putting the right person in the center of the picture. I love that. What do you guys think about that?
I think it's the way to live. And, and one of the, I was speaking with someone about seasons of gratitude. And that there's something that comes, there happen at different points of our lives. But really, as Stacy's reminding us, who is most important and how do you make them feel valued and welcomed and seen? It's something, as Phil was mentioning, that Carla does really well. Something also, that, Kellen of Cards That Wow does really well. It can be an art or a talent to kind of show gratitude, appreciation, love. And as Carla says, Carla's treating her clients like family. I love what Stacy's saying about how to kind of line our. Hey, Mickey, welcome.
Hi!
Hey,
It had
Mickey.
me trapped in the studio back here.
Sorry about
Well,
that,
happy
Mel.
Valentine's Day, everyone. I did get
Yeah.
to hear. Keep going, Melanie. I heard you talking.
Happy Valentine's Day, and I think it's about defining appreciation and deciding ways to show it. Whether you're doing it a little bit every day or all at once. I learned many years ago, sending out a newsletter with 50 handwritten notes, I didn't expect the next week to get 40 phone calls.
Mhm.
So we really need to do it, in little bits, and maybe even have a gratitude day. Someone was saying this is random acts of kindness week. There's different ways that you can just show up and kind of really make somebody's day.
Well, and to
Yeah.
add to that, I don't think it hurts to actually say it. If you're emailing your client or talking with them over Zoom or whatever, to actually say, I really appreciate you. I really appreciate you, and actually say it and why you appreciate it. Sometimes it's difficult for some to say that, but I think I found that saying it out loud and saying it to my clients makes me feel good as well.
Very cool. So,
Yep, and in the workplace or in the home place, when we do express gratitude, to be specific about what it is. Don't try not to be general. The more specific we get, the better it's taken, and you just get better results. Because at the end of the day, we're not trying to manipulate. We're trying to build a deeper connection with the people around us, and the specifics will help you do that.
cool. So, Mickey, we're going to back up a little bit. So, why don't you introduce yourself to our audience?
Well, my name is Mickey Mikeworth, and I am. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a math geek. I love math. Do it around. Do a business math. This last week, I got to do math in boots at a trash company. So that was interesting. And they were just tall boots that you walk outside with. That was pretty amazing. They're like waders, but different. So I'm a math geek, help businesses grow, and I'm here to celebrate Valentine's Day with you guys.
Yay!
Yay!
Hey, thank you to everyone for your tenacity to getting on the show. We had a bit of a hiccup. It's kind of becoming like a broken record, but we had a bit of a hiccup that Phil, me, scheduled this while I was at a different time zone, and it showed up 2 hours earlier than what it should have, in my mind. And if it wasn't for the lovely Carla, I'd say, "Hey, what time are we going?" And I went, "Not until." Oh my gosh! Look at that! It's the thing. We're already gone live anyway. So here we are, and the love you're bringing to be here, helping make this an interesting show about Valentine's is really freaking fantastic. So thank you all. So what do you do to keep Valentine's going, Mickey, all year round for your clients?
Well, it's I'm a cuddler. I'm a snuggler, so I like to get to know people and verbally let them know that I appreciate them. And I think one of the things that I got from someone else actually is really, who are my MVPs, right? My most valuable players. And so I randomly, I'll kind of think about my MVP list. And it's easy here in the United States. It was Super Bowl last week, so we were talking a lot about MVPs. But when you think about the most valuable players in your life, sometimes that's everyone from a great business partner to the person that there's a really lot of snow outside here that's going to get rained on and turn to solid ice. So anyone that's willing to go up all the way up my long driveway to deliver something is also sometimes an MVP. So I think about, who are my MVPs, my most valuable players.
Right. We could maybe change that a little bit. My Valentine's people.
Oh, my Valentine's people. Sure. What? Of course you're brilliant. Right?
We don't have to, just throwing ideas around.
Today.
So you always have great questions. What do you want to ask the panelists?
Well, what? Here's the thing. We have a really great group of people today. So thank you so much for, waiting to get me in here. I had, and Melanie, you're texting me, Phil's texting me, I'm online. It's just, it was a rocket ship to get here. But here's the thing that's interesting, which is that you all look at ways that people express to you. I mean, that you express to them, but what were the things that people expressed to you about being valuable that you're carrying with you, that changed you?
Mm-hmm.
I love clients, and I really appreciated a wonderful woman, Dr. Mindy Cole. Mindy was the first client to send me a thank you note. She sent me a thank you note. I still have this note 15 years later.
Mm.
I left it, by a window. So on the gray days, I could always see it. We wonder sometimes, as you're saying, when you're finding amazing people to work with, I couldn't believe she sent me a handwritten thank you note for a project she selected for me to work with her client. So I kind of felt like, wow, this is really, a way to distinguish yourself and really show off your style. And like you would say, she's a mad hugger. She had already thanked me in person.
Mm-hmm.
And the funniest part is we live less than a mile away. We saw each other in person at a weekly networking meeting, and here's something in the mail from her.
And fast.
Yes.
So she responded. Not only did she respond personally, right, but she showed gratitude in a secondary up, and in a time that wasn't expected.
Exactly.
Right.
Delightful surprise, and I kept it on the day, when you need that lift sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and it sounds like you heard her truth, right? That you heard that being thankful is her truth.
Yes.
Yeah.
It definitely is, Mickey.
I love it that I keep them. Does everybody keep thank you notes
From other people?
Yeah, from other people.
Yeah.
I have a warm and fuzzy file.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah,
shoebox.
I have a file right down here.
Right.
And
It's a big
I
deal.
have this. You can't read it. I'll paraphrase it. But this is from when I was coaching hockey, and I haven't coached hockey. It's just taped to a paperclip holder, and it's just it's not proper. Grammatically, it's not correct, but basically was saying that how appreciative she was of the mental tricks and the visualization techniques that helped her. She really appreciated the advice that we were able to give her, and how she was applying it, telling me that I was a great coach and a great person. So seeing those kind of things, it was really important for me to keep it here. And even being a great person, the great people, we make mistakes and flounder sometimes. And it's good to have these to help lift us back up when we're not feeling our most highly efficacious.
Yeah.
So yeah. That's a good question.
Carla, do you also keep a fuzzy file?
I do. And, most of my clients, I think, make me feel loved after I've produced like a video for them or something like that. And they come back and respond, this was much more than I thought it was going to be, or I absolutely love the way you did this or did that. Thank you so much. And that just, I feel the love with them just saying stuff like that. That makes me feel good. Right.
Now, Stacy, I have a question about that. It's within reach. That your file is within reach.
Yeah. One of them is actually sitting right here, and
Right.
So a couple of things. Last year, I was working with the leadership team, and we were doing some training. It was about an 8-week training, and we were doing it via Zoom. But I did the last version live, so I drove to their place. We all met in a building, and everyone from the leadership team had taken the time to pick something that was local to them, special to them, and made a gift basket with personalized items in the gift basket.
Wow, I love it.
That was really meaningful. That was nice. That form there is something that we used in the business. It was called a mission moment reminder. We had our principles that we live by. And when you saw somebody in the company doing something good, you just gave them a note of appreciation. And so this one that I keep right here is from 2000. I think it's 2006, but my daughter was quite a bit younger at the time, and it just said "good job" from my daughter. She was visiting one day, so that's the one that I keep out.
Oh, right.
So she would have been about 9 years old at the time, but she was just hanging out at the office. But that was always good. People around the office would keep them almost like wallpaper. They appreciate the notes that we would share back and forth with each other.
What did you call that?
A mission
We
moment
call it
reminder.
the mission moment reminder.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, so when you catch somebody
Right.
doing good and really following the mission, you write it out.
You know, Stacy, we often write down things that everyone in this says because you're all so brilliant. So when I think it's funny that both Phil and I were like, oh, let me write that down. This is great. You know what?
Well, I didn't invent it, so I don't want to take more credit than I deserve, but I definitely used it, and I very much appreciate it. And a lot of the things that are in my file of stuff are those old mission moments.
But I think the reason that I asked that question was because we underestimate how important it is for us to take a minute and have those gratitude days and write those thank yous and send those texts and so forth. Yet when we receive them, you know, some of those pieces that you were bringing out that you all have at hand's length are 15 years old. So, you know, it's so important to love up everybody all the time.
And I hate to admit this, but I'm the world's best at thinking about, oh, I really should do this for them, and then a week later going, man, I should have done that for them, because things get in the way, and so it really takes great intention to do this well.
Yeah.
Talking about what Mickey just mentioned about going back and looking at the things we've got, I'm an advocate of something called the 100+ success list, and the idea of that is to, in bullet point form, have a little headline reminder of the things that you've done, overcome, who you've helped, the feedback you've got, the love you've experienced, all of those things, and the adversity you've gone through and come out on the other side. And then not to go back and look at it, the whole listing, but to take off your top 10 or 15 and use those to provide you with the dopamine. I think that's the right word, isn't it? The good feeling about, and reminding yourself of the things you've done, and what you look forward to now that you've got yourself in that kind of state of energy again.
Phil reminds me every week that that's a living list. If something good happens, he'll ask me, did you add it to the list? It's like, not yet. Let me add it.
Yeah. Well, we take ourselves for granted a lot, right? So, yeah, what next? Carry on. And it's a shame because reflecting on the things we did in the past can help you over humps or potholes or any kind of inner dialogue that's going on in your life. So it can be like happy Valentine's to yourself all year round, not just in your customer. And if you're in a good state of mind, then you're going to be able to serve others better, aren't you?
Yeah, when you start to doubt yourself, you can go back to that, and it's not just, can I do this job? It's no one else should be doing this. I'm the one that should, because, and so it really helps you get the mindset where it needs to be.
Yeah.
So I'm curious about all of you, and what are those secret Valentines that you have that you are like waiting to give out but haven't given yet? I mean, is it cards? Is it, you know, Melanie, you made a product last year, that big calendar. I mean, what are you sitting on that you're going to send out this year as a little love note?
I'll start
with you or Melanie, whichever one's ready.
I started with audio messages, and I fell in love with them from Lachelle, who I mentioned earlier, sending us gifts in the mail. She would leave a little note just to say thank you. It could be a really short audio message to acknowledge something, and really just that process of letting others know that you see them, you hear them, you appreciate them. And I've started now deliberately trying to send like 4 a week. 4 is the beginning of the habit for me. It's not something, as Stacy was saying, sometimes you feel like I missed the opportunity, and I'm realizing, nope, go back later when there's a note, to just acknowledge. But in the short little audio messages, and I started sending them on virtually every platform I use. And including, Carla will laugh, starting to use audio messages on our Slack channel to just say thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah, I love it. Carla, what do you've got tucked away?
I use a online e-card system, and I email my clients an e-card and put a special note on it with that.
I love that. Phil, what are you doing? You've got a whole bunch of things that you do.
Well, actually, thanks for that. But this year, I'm kind of the only thing I've been doing is sending out these cards to unsuspecting people that have provided a little bit of a wow experience for me. So I send those out. I also, I don't know if it was really Valentine's-y, but I do have a nurturing program that sends out information and content relevant to the people that I'm speaking to. And it could be on a topic of time or sales or mental fitness. And I'll send them a message or a link or something that I came across that I thought that they might benefit from. So that goes out. It's not quite as heartfelt as the things we've been talking here because it's systematized. It is a nurturing system, but it still gets a positive reaction from people as long as what's in there makes sense, resonates, and relevant to the recipient. I think that's key. Not just to send stuff, just like not something just that gives the indication like I'm just checking in. Has that kind of feel to it? Right. It needs to show up with the hey, this. I saw this article on leadership. Not sure if you saw it or not. And then on social media, a little bit, I'll acknowledge what people are doing and not just I'll make a comment about what it did for me or got me thinking about. And I'll do that. And often I'll do birthdays as well.
Oh, birthdays. You remember birthdays too.
Well, no, social media helps me. But I don't just push the button and say happy birthday. I'll take time out and I've got a phrase that I've been using this year is quick flyover to wish you a happy birthday. And then there's a plane flying over and it says happy birthday. So
I love it.
So it's just a little thing like that.
Stacy, what are you holding in? What's going out from you this year?
So for 23, my goal on this one was to become more consistent. I'd been a little bit all over the place. And so I have a good run where I was expressing verbally and sending a gift or this, that, or the other, but it wasn't happening on a regular basis like it should. So what I want to do is just become more consistent with this. And my big commitment is to actually say it. I haven't been real good at expressing that verbally. And so I'm going to 33 years of being married, and I'm not really good at expressing it verbally, even still here at home. So this is a challenge to express it verbally more this year. So that's what I'm hiding and keeping inside.
That's wonderful.
Good for you.
Wonderful.
Thanks for being vulnerable.
Yeah. Melanie, I started doing the same thing where I started sending out a little just a little voice message out. And I found that it's really very intimate. I mean, you get to, it's a minute, you can think about what you're saying, but you can also free flow it and you can be very intimate. Are you sending out voicemails or voice notes, voice memos that feel intimate or statement? Tell us more about the voice memo.
So the voice memo, you'll laugh. I've really been starting to send them also this year to my coaches. The people who, they hang out with us in the trenches. They light the torches. They light the pathways. They maybe aren't around for our daily ahas or transformations or sometimes they're not joining us on a live stream or at an event or during a presentation with a client. They don't see the little steps, I guess. And I'm starting to send those just to acknowledge. Thank you so much. This really made a difference. I really appreciate something you did, whether it's help with, I was been working for a while on a new LinkedIn headline and probably driving a lot of my coaches and some of my close friends crazy. Thank you very much for your support and for your insights, and just really just saying thank you at what felt like a little bit of progress. It's still a work of art. We're still working on it, but for right now, just to acknowledge, hey, thanks for helping me through this, or helping me move a pebble, or a boulder, or a rock. And I laugh all the time. I'm the virtual toast girl. I didn't know where this came from. It's my aunts, raising a glass to somebody just to say thank you, kind of as a salute. Yep.
Oh,
So
yes.
here's
We can
to you
salute
all.
everyone today.
Valentine's Day. Smiles across the miles,
And when you said virtual toast, I thought of actual like crunch toast. And I went, what is that? I was lost for 1 second.
Well, I'm glad we followed through on that then.
I'm so glad. Because I'm going, what's virtual toast?
It can be anything. This is iced coffee. One of my my lovely coaches, she always checks in. She says, you put that iced coffee in a pretty glass. It looks like, a White Russian or a Brandy Alexander. She's checking to make sure,
You're not drinking.
it's still, yep.
Good point. And I'm glad we had clarity on the toast, because virtual toast wouldn't be very good. But there'd be no carbs in it.
Right. Well, right. But yeah. I do want to go, wow, when's the last time you heard of the word Brandy Alexander?
Today.
Right? I don't even remember what's in that.
We're grateful for wonderful family members. We had curiosity as to what they were curling up with after on Thanksgiving dinner.
Huh?
So we spent Thanksgiving one year with multiple family members and extended family. And we pop in, and our second mom is sitting there just smiling with this glass. And what we noticed was she's a red wine drinker. And it really caught us because she didn't have her normal red wine in front of her. So she was adorable. She says, I would give you a sip, but let me show you. So she took us to the cabinet. She showed us how to make it. And then, of course, she ended up making two. So we laugh all the time, not necessarily seeing her as often as we would like. We laugh. So now it usually can be found in our freezer. So my Valentine will be able to have one later. So it turns into like an ice cream treat. I just laugh because if nothing else, it reminds me of a wonderful daughter who I went to college with, who's one of our guardian angels. And she's the one who introduced me to them in college. So I think it's kind of
So it's an ice cream drink.
It can be. It can be.
Well, we will be all looking up Brandy Alexander today. There's something for all of our guests to look up.
Exactly.
Or to comment on. Phil, have you had a Brandy Alexander?
I don't think I ever have. I know I've heard of it.
You've heard of it, Stacy, Carla, any of you?
I've not.
No.
Not that I remember.
My father.
Is that your aunt who made the Brandy Alexander?
Kind of our second mom. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, we should actually have her show us one day.
Oh, yeah.
It's I love that. Rachel Green is a virtual mixologist. She will probably she probably has it somewhere in her retinue, or maybe it, she's of a much younger generation. But you're right. It's an interesting thing. It reminds me too of a thank you gift from someone inviting us to a presentation. They sent us the fixings.
Ah.
Wow. That's amazing. That's amazing. Mm-hmm. Carla, what are your Valentine's questions?
Oh, goodness. My questions? I I would think probably I would like to actually talk with some of my Valentines to see how they feel or think after they've received one of my Valentines, or even throughout the year. My daughter lives a long way away, and just because I'll make cookies or something like that and send them, I mean, they're accustomed to it now, but when I do that just on the spur of the moment, I'd really like to hear feedback sometimes on what they think.
Yes. So you're a baker or a cooker, or are
All
you
the
a
above.
baker or a candy maker?
Both.
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 Yes.
Yes, it's a Christmas candy thing, and throughout the year, it's
I had to drive an hour to get this little magic bag from my sister of this toffee, chocolate toffee. So yes, to get feedback. That's exactly what I sent her, is feedback on that magic. But I drove an hour yesterday morning to go get this little
So,
bag.
Nikki,
She loved that. I'm sure she loved that.
here's a warning for all of you. It says the Brandy Alexandra is an indulgent classic, combining cognac, creme de cacao, and cream. It's easy to make and even easier to drink.
Oh yeah, put that picture up again. That I loved that you had hosted that, so we could see what a Brandy Alexander was.
Hang on, you
Melanie,
keep talking. I'll make it happen.
yeah. Please tell your second mom that she was, the toast of our town today.
I will. I definitely will.
But yes, so yeah, I love the way that it even just looks. So yeah, so she keeps them in the freezer.
Actually, my much better half keeps them in the freezer.
Oh, there we go. And do you drink them out of a cordial like this?
You drink them out of actually, you'll laugh. It's one of the protein shake containers yes, the protein shake containers freeze very well. And I laugh because it has the Post-its on it for the levels of each component of it.
Yeah.
I live with a scientist, aka a mixologist, in our next life. They'll be the bartender, and I will be the pool waitress in between teaching water aerobics.
Is that like a cabana girl?
I guess so, but not necessarily out of the pool.
Okay.
I will be the pool waitress to come and shuttle your orders to you.
Yes,
Awesome.
yes. And we can get you one of those floaty things that you can just push their order out.
Yeah.
That would be brilliant.
Yes.
That would be brilliant. I would need extra cup holders though.
Yeah.
And lots of little umbrellas to keep them cool. I like this idea, Mickey.
I don't know if you know this, but if you find I do bleed glitter.
Well, glitter and math are like the most interesting combination, But I think you
Oh my
called
gosh,
yourself
I
a
might have
math.
to take that. That's your Valentine to me. Like I'm gonna have to start learning how to do glitter math.
But you called yourself a geek, I think glitter and geeky, they coexist in the same wonderful, delightful woman,
G squared.
Yes. I was at an event, a math event, and I'm with all of these people that are doing math, and they couldn't believe that I was talking to them. Actually talking to them. That it's a room full of introverts. You throw Mickey in, and it's like, wow. We have to talk to each other.
So what is the draw for a math event? What is a math event?
That's a great question.
First of all, Stacy, I love you for that. I love you for that. Having the courage to go, wow, I didn't know those existed, right?
I did not.
Yeah. Well, we had 100 and some guests at that. Math makes everything. So math makes all of the metaverse, all of the gaming that you do, blockchain in general as a math. It made crypto. So yeah, that math makes all of the stuff work. So you're in a room with people who are building apps, who are doing things that are, building lots of huge things, and they all require a lot of fancy math. Fancy math.
Cool.
So yeah, so there you go. Blockchain is math.
Blockchain.
Blockchain is math. It's math that likes to play in groups. So it's like a little train track of stuff. So if you take one of the cars out, none of the other cars will work. So it's kind of an interesting thing. That's why it's called blockchain. If it's not exactly in order, all of it doesn't work. So if it is in order, all of it works. So for people who are building apps or doing things that are really complex, they really appreciate people who can make all the blocks light up. So yeah, math is is getting cooler.
Who would have thought we'd be talking about math on Valentine's Day?
No, we're loving math.
And Mickey's reminding us it's the center of the universe.
Right.
Stacy started us out by talking about client-centric, and Mickey's reminding us, it's not a wonder of the world. It's a fundamental.
Right.
It's the sacred, right? It's sacred math, right? That math is actually a lot more interesting than we give it credit for, because I think we had a lot of like math haters. Math was horrible for me as a child. Like, it was horrible. I'm sure that my dad is in heaven right now going, I can't believe you gave me so much grief over math.
Well, I don't hate math, but I'm thankful that there are math geeks, so I don't have to do it.
Yeah. I'm with you there, Stacy.
Yeah. Well, right? We all have our own skill. But math, it just brings me a little happy place. That is my Valentine. I think that is my eternal Valentine is math.
Well, that's okay.
Spreadsheets, it gets really glittery and fantastic. So Phil, you've been traveling everywhere, and we're here together today. What are you learning from traveling all over? You're making lots of new friends everywhere.
That you need to be cognizant of the changes on your technology when you go to a different time zone. That's what I learned. That was the out of order block that caused a little bit of grief of getting us together at the right time. If it wasn't for Carla sending me an email saying, when are we starting? And I went, well, she's keen. I went and looked, and we're live now, or going to be live in 15 minutes, because that was like 6 o'clock my time.
Yeah.
And I went, what? Oh, I know what happened. I was in a different time zone when I actually scheduled it and forgot to look at. I just took for granted. So Valentine's Day, what we've been talking about, to have Valentine's Day all year round, is don't take ourselves or other people for granted. That's a good segue there.
She is a media specialist, expert. Did you see that on her title?
But is that an RV or just media? What's the RV mean?
Yeah. And the reason I was so shocked and reached out, Phil, was because I'm thinking, oh my gosh, that's 7 o'clock my time. I'm running late. So that's why I was really fearful that I totally missed everything.
You were almost here sooner than me.
Right. So the RV, what does RV media mean?
It started out a few years ago as actually being an RV, because I actually started my business doing videos, walkthrough for RV dealerships. Then COVID hit and RV dealerships wasn't so keen on getting their RVs on the lot. So I worked with a remote video. So now it means remote video media expert, which is what I do now.
Yeah, and actually she is quite an expert, by the way.
Right. And what is your favorite media to connect with people right now?
YouTube.
YouTube.
Yes. I manage YouTube for my clients. I do YouTube audits. I also edit videos for them. But in the meantime, I also do little snippets for their social media through like audiograms. And I'm just now branching out into podcast. So, but YouTube is my thing.
Right. And you're branching out into what? I didn't hear that part.
I'm reaching out to podcast.
Oh, good. I love it.
Carla also does something called waves,
Yeah.
which are really kind of cool. So those of us who occasionally have very challenging Wi-Fi, she'll take our video and turn it into an audio work of art. Kind of feels like a mini podcast.
Oh, so she'll take what is your a video product and turn it into a podcast.
Something on those lines. Sometimes Mel, I work with Mel, and sometimes her internet makes it kind of blocky. Yeah. But that doesn't mean that the whole entire video is at loss. So I'll take the video, I'll pull the audio out, and then we do a really, really nice thumbnail on Wave and bring the audio up to that. And it does transcribing so that you're actually reading what she's saying. And people's enjoying that now on YouTube and on social media as well.
Wow, I love it. I love it.
Just hang in here for a second. I'll give you a snippet.
There you go.
Oh. Phil's got it going on. Phil's got it going on.
See if I can find the right ones.
Right. Stacy, did you remind us what you do for a living? Can you tell our guests what your magic is while Phil's doing that?
Yes. So similar to Coach Phil, I'm a focal point business coach, trainer, speaker. And so I am every day changing the world through business leadership and education.
It's wonderful. And you're working on a bunch of different projects right now too.
There's a few things in the fire, a few irons in the fire right now. And so with those three different things that we do with the coaching and training and speaking, I try to stay in each arena at least a little bit. Primarily, I do business executive coaching, but also lining up some speaking events down the road. Several virtual events, a couple of live events. It's really great. I didn't really stop traveling in 2020, but some of the live events went away, and so it is good. It's wonderful to be back live in person with big crowds again.
Well, yeah, it's easy to miss the stage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, here we come. We're
yeah, virtual is nice, but not.
I'm not sure if the sound will work, but we'll try it. Let me know, guys. Never done this on this platform before. What's one of the biggest roadblocks you find that gets in the way of people you working with?
Well, it's funny I should ask that because I had this conversation with someone else the other day.
Oh yeah, it's working.
Because I was that person. I find that 99.9% of the people on this earth are totally unaware. Their self-awareness is minuscule of who they are and how they're coming across to other people.
Oh, it's great.
So what's one of the biggest roadblocks you find that gets in the way of people that you?
Yeah, those are great. Well, there's Carla's magic.
There's
That's
Carla's
just as good
magic.
as math.
Thank you.
So she takes that out of the live stream I do, and then comes up with that, sends it off to me, and away we go.
Yeah, those are great.
Thank you.
And
Well, that's bringing us to the top of the hour, boys and girls. Went pretty fast once we all got here. Once I gave you the roadmap to get here. So in like 15 to 20 seconds, let's wrap it up in terms of what's one nugget you would share or inspire people to do for continuing the Valentine's theme for the rest of the year for themselves and their customers.
Well, I'll start here. I'll just go back to where I started. Just like today, we're thinking about our loved one, and we're intentionally, as I said earlier, putting them in the center of the picture. Let's just look for ways every day to do the people that we serve and keeping it in the proper perspective that the customer, their experience is what matters most, more than anything.
I think for me, it's always being sure to treat my clients and potential clients like family and like I would want to be treated.
And I love the idea, just like we do with self-care, is of making gratitude a practice. Spread some sunshine, whether you're doing it a little bit every day or over a week or a month or a period of time, and send some smiles across the miles.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I had to say my nugget I actually took is from Stacy, is that mission moment reminder. That was my takeaway from you today. And Phil, my takeaway from you is a reminder. I have to finish my 100 success list. I still, 1 year later, I still haven't finished it. So I think, keep reminding everybody around that, because if I'm not getting it done, I'm sure our guests aren't getting it done.
And it doesn't ever stop. It's like Stacy said earlier on, it's a living list. It just called 100 success lists as the starting point. I'm going to include you guys on this for a minute. Sorry, Mel, you're overlapped by my wonderful brand thing there. This would be the thing I would encourage people to do, is to be your unique, wonderful self and focus on that. No matter what your flaws you might think you have, you are truly unique and truly wonderful. Even if you make big mistakes in life, you still are unique and still wonderful. That's my nugget. So I'm going to wrap this up, close off the show, and thank you all for being here. And apologize for the bumpy road to get here, but just like true champions, you are here. Thank you. Well, that was fun and interesting. Some great ideas on how to continue with Valentine's Day, even when it's not Valentine's Day. So until next time, I'm Coach Phil, and we'll see you on the next version of The Business Renovator.
I get shit done, I have fun, it's my time and I'm the one. I'm breaking